I really need to stretch more, so I'm gonna, for 30 days straight. Maybe it's the fact that I feel like my pole progress is stalling out. Maybe it's because I follow the incredible Vertical Jones on Instagram and he keeps posting shit like this. Maybe it's because I had the flu at the end of March and I'm feeling a disconnect from my body. Whatever the reason, motivation settled over my shoulders on April 1st when I woke up and thought, hey, it's a new month. I could make this month a 30-day stretching challenge. Actually, that thought occurred to me at like 4 p.m. when I had already lost all motivation for the day, but I got up that evening and did some stretching anyway. Stretching can be super boring to look at, so I'll only show you tiny snippets for most days, but I'm going to film myself every single day just to hold myself accountable. And the stretches I'll be focusing on are the front or single leg splits on the right and left, the center or pancake splits, the bridge, and middle splits. The middle splits feel really bad and dangerous right now, like I have no idea how to control my descent into them or my exit out of them or which way to balance my weight or point my feet, so I asked you all on Instagram what to do and tons of you suggested just stretching with my legs up against the wall instead, so after day 2 I started doing that. It is hard to film yourself when you are stretching up against the wall, but trust me, I was doing it here. Here is a side-on shot of the pancake split, and I can tell that there's a curve in my back that really shouldn't be there, so I'm gonna keep trying to flatten that out. You can see in this angle of my front splits that my hips are turned really weird. I've always had this issue with the front splits, that I feel like my butt is simply too large to turn my hips the right way. Am I just making that up as an excuse, or is there any legitimacy to that? Anyway, consulting this footage makes me realize I need to work on that. Since it's been just over a week, I thought I'd give you a check-in on all the things I'm working on. Any dates that you don't see footage for are rest dates. I feel like my bridge looks good, although I'm not sure where it goes from here. Everyone on Instagram also recommended that I just do frog pose until that feels more comfortable instead of doing the full middle splits, so here I am doing that. I gotta be honest, stretching was not feeling great today. My legs were super sore from a HIIT workout the day before, and I had just come from a pole session that scraped at my skin, so I was not particularly in the mood to hold the stretches for a long time. On this day, I tried doing the middle split stretch with a bench supporting me, but unfortunately I was wearing just underwear and filming at a low, close angle, so it's a bit, not safe for work, this footage. But anyway, you can see my ankles turning in, which I tried since that's how most people seem to do it, and it was still so uncomfortable. Goodbye. Here's the halfway point of the challenge, and here's how my progress is looking. I tried to grab some yoga blocks with my hands to deepen the stretch, but the act of grabbing the yoga blocks was so exhausting I just gave up on the stretch. I'm having a hard time reading my body's soreness cues. Normally if I'm super sore I give myself some extra rest, but with this intense stretching I can't tell if I'm supposed to be feeling sore and just work through it or if that's dangerous. So you saw me give up on the wall stretch there. I saw some videos online that suggested you need to hold the stretches for at least a minute for them to have any effect, and I know for sure I've been holding them for way shorter, so today I actually busted out a timer and forced myself to stay in the stretch. This is round 2 of holding the splits on each side for a minute at a time, and this was after a fairly long cardio workout and some warm-up stretches, so I was as warm as possible, and this still felt horrible. Is it because I'm actually making progress, or am I damaging my muscles? I don't know. Three-quarters of the way through this project, and I think the stretches are coming along. Certainly the front splits are the most impressive, as you will soon see, but gosh, my hips are just kind of constantly aching, and my left hamstring always feels a little twinge, and holding these stretches for a minute is starting to feel like torture! Am I gonna have to rename this video I injured the shit out of myself while stretching? I did some floor work today and found that my knees were naturally falling further apart though, as I've developed my froggy stretch. Not pictured here, so I guess I'm making tangible progress? So I just got into my front split on the right side for like 2 seconds, and maybe it's because like my neck has been in pretty intense pain all day that my body is just like in pain mode. But I was just like, no, this does not feel right. I feel like I'm gonna break. And my hip flexors, maybe it's my hip flexors or hamstrings or something, have just not been feeling right for days. I skipped the past 2 days and I just did a long workout, and I thought those factors would make it easier, but it's hard, and I don't know at what point it's like I'm just giving up on stretching my body and I need to push myself, or if it's like I have already hurt myself and this is a mistake. I don't know where that line is,
but my body's telling me it's today.
So after yesterday's breakdown, I decided to just treat myself to whatever stretches my body was craving today instead of forcing it into the splits. So I did a few restorative healing stretches, which felt super nice. And this is the moment where I'm questioning, like, if this is content at all, because it's not those amazing, like, 30-day to the splits transformation things. And I don't know if this will actually be interesting to watch. Maybe it will be if I can clickbait you all by being like, I enjoyed the shit out of myself. But anyway, this is a realistic look at a stretching journey. This is really how it's going. I've decided to go all out again for the last few days of this challenge, within reason, safely, so I held this froggy stretch for a minute. And yep, it was uncomfortable. And then I did stretch on this day. I just was wearing underwear again and didn't really want to show you me stretching in my underwear. So here we are on the last day of the 30-day stretching challenge. And yes, I did take a rest day yesterday as well. Here is my best effort at the pancake after 30 days. And you know what? There's still a curve in my back. I'm still not pressing myself completely flat against the ground. But if you watched my floral pole session, you saw I got a pancake split move. Here's me throwing in a bridge just for fun, even though I had totally given up on those in this challenge. And look, I'm able to go down onto my forearms and then, exit creepily. Sorry for pointing my butt right at you. This was just the best way I could show you the froggy stretch. It's still super uncomfortable, but I can tell that it's gotten a lot of depth and it doesn't make me want to die every time I do it anymore, so that's good. Here comes the front splits progress. This leg actually did touch down on the ground, but it just didn't feel safe to take up the yoga blocks to show you, and I did not want to injure myself on the very last day of the challenge, so thank you very much. My other leg, however, is feeling a lot more comfortable getting flat to the ground, and I was actually able to do a pole split the other day, which is a move I've been wanting to do forever. So progress is progress, and that's me just namby-pambying about trying to get a thumbnail and being like, is it safe to move the yoga blocks? Anyway, I thought as a big finale I would do an actual middle split and use my little sliders to get down into it, but you know what? It just did not feel safe. It didn't feel like something that I wanted to put my body through. So I will leave you with one final wall stretch. Did I get perfect flexibility in 30 days? No. Did I even stretch every day for 30 days like I said I would? No, I think I had at least 10 rest days. But I think it's just as impressive to say, you know what? I listened to my body and I did what it needed, as it is to say, I pushed through the pain and here's my perfect splits and my pulled hamstrings. But what do you think? Are you hoping I'll do some really flexy pull moves now? Because I am. Jeez, let this all be for something. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye!